A mother and her daughter crash into a dark forest, but the accident isn't their biggest problem. Something terrifying is hunting them in the shadows, and surviving the night will be nearly impossible. The movie begins with a broken family that is full of problems. Kathy is a divorced mother who lives with her young daughter Lizzie. Her husband left her because he could no longer live with her behavior. Kathy is addicted to alcohol. She also smokes and often treats Lizzie badly. Her addiction makes their relationship even worse. When Kathy gets drunk, she ignores her duties as a mother. She also hurts Lizzie both physically and emotionally. Even though Lizzie is deeply hurt, she still loves her mother. Lizzie often feels lonely because her mother never pays attention to her. Whenever Lizzie has an important school event, Kathy says it is not important. Instead of supporting her daughter, Kathy chooses to drink. After the divorce, Kathy starts dating a man named Roy. Roy is also an alcoholic, a heavy smoker, and has a violent temper. Because they are so alike, Roy and Kathy often mistreat Lizzie together. One day, Lizzie throws away all the alcohol in the house. She hopes this will help her mother stop drinking. Instead, Kathy and Roy become very angry. Once again, Lizzie becomes the victim of their abuse. Sometimes she is so scared that she hides under her bed to stay safe. She lives in fear almost every day. Even with all the pain she suffers, Lizzie cannot stop loving her mother. Deep inside, Kathy also loves Lizzie. She just cannot control her addiction and anger. One night after Lizzie hides under the bed and falls asleep, Kathy quietly enters the room. She gently strokes Lizzie's head while she sleeps. Kathy realizes that her daughter must hate her because of everything she has done. In her heart, she silently apologizes for being such a terrible mother. After years of pain and fear, Lizzie finally reaches her limit. She tells Kathy that she wants to live with her father forever. Lizzie asks her mother to take her to his house. Even though the trip is long, Kathy agrees. She wants to give her daughter a better life. Deep inside, Kathy decides she wants to change. She hopes to become a better mother before it is too late. After packing their things, Kathy and Lizzie begin the long journey. The drive will take many hours. Along the way, Kathy stops at gas stations and convenience stores. She buys food and cigarettes during the trip. She still cannot give up smoking. At one stop, she stands beside the road smoking quietly. While looking into the distance, she thinks about the mistakes she has made. Lizzie stays inside the car and watches her mother. Before they finally separate, Kathy gives Lizzie a wristwatch. She wants Lizzie to remember her with this gift. They continue driving until night falls. Soon, a heavy rainstorm begins. The rain makes it hard for Kathy to see the road. Suddenly, a wolf runs across the highway. Everything happens too fast. Kathy cannot avoid it. The car crashes into the wolf. The collision not only killed the wolf, but it also badly damaged the car. The tires were ruined, leaving the car unable to move. "Oh God, I'm bleeding. Are you okay? Look at me." Kathy suffered a cut on her forehead and injured her wrist in the crash. Even though she was in pain, she stayed calm because she did not want to scare Lizzie. They soon realized they were stranded in the middle of a quiet forest where almost no cars passed by. Kathy decided to call the police for help. Since her wrist was hurting, she asked Lizzie to take her phone out of her bag. Lizzie quickly found the phone and called the police. She explained where they were. The police told them they would send an ambulance and a tow truck as soon as possible. With no other choice, Kathy and Lizzie stayed inside the car and waited for help, hoping the rain would stop soon. As they waited, they kept looking at the wolf they had hit. Lizzie felt uncomfortable when she saw the animal's badly damaged body. The driver's door was jammed because of the crash, so Kathy and Lizzie climbed out through the passenger side. When the rain became lighter, they carefully walked over to the wolf to make sure it was really dead. To their surprise, they noticed several large wounds on its body. The injuries looked like bite marks. They also found a large, sharp fang stuck deep inside the wolf's flesh. It clearly did not belong to the wolf. This meant the wolf had been fighting another creature before it ran onto the road. Not wanting Lizzie to worry anymore, Kathy asked her to call her father and ask him to come to the accident scene. When Lizzie's father heard about the crash, he became furious. He immediately accused Kathy of driving while drunk again. Lizzie quickly defended her mother. She told her father that Kathy had not been drinking this time and that the accident was not caused by alcohol. After the call ended, the heavy rain returned. Kathy and Lizzie got back into the car to stay dry while they continued waiting for help. After a long time, a tow truck finally arrived. The driver introduced himself as Jesse. He stepped out wearing a thick raincoat and walked over to the damaged car. Jesse knocked on the window and asked if they were all right. He wanted to make sure neither Kathy nor Lizzie had any life-threatening injuries. Jesse then explained that the ambulance would be delayed because the roads were difficult to reach and the weather had become much worse. After checking on them, Jesse started moving Kathy and Lizzie's bags from the damaged car into his tow truck. He mentioned that very few people use this road anymore. Then something strange happened. Lizzie looked toward the place where the wolf's body had been lying. The body was gone. Panicking, Lizzie immediately told Kathy what she had seen. Kathy tried to stay calm. She suggested that maybe the wolf had survived the accident and crawled away before dying somewhere else. The rain continued pouring without stopping. Wanting to leave the forest as soon as possible, Kathy asked Jesse if he could tow the car while they stayed inside so they would not get soaked. Jesse inspected the vehicle but found another problem. The drive shaft had been damaged. A broken metal part was blocking the wheels, making it impossible to tow the car until it was repaired. Jesse unloaded his toolbox from the tow truck and began repairing the car in the pouring rain. The bite marks don't look like they came from a dog. I'll be out in a minute. Meanwhile, Kathy remembered that she needed to call Lizzie's father again and let him know they were safe. Then she realized her phone was still inside her bag. Her bag had already been placed inside Jesse's tow truck. Kathy asked Lizzie to get the phone for her. Even though it was still raining heavily, Lizzie agreed. She walked over to Jesse, who was lying underneath the car while repairing it. Lizzie asked him to get her mother's bag from the tow truck. Since Jesse was busy working and both of his hands were occupied, he told Lizzie to get the bag herself. Lizzie carefully walked through the rain toward the tow truck. When she reached it, she discovered that the door was locked. She had no choice but to go back and ask Jesse for the key. Still lying under the car, Jesse struggled to reach into his pocket. He told Lizzie to wait for a moment while he finished what he was doing. As she waited, Lizzie looked around the forest. She could not stop thinking about the wolf that had mysteriously disappeared. Her curiosity grew stronger. She decided to search for the wolf herself. After walking deeper into the forest, she finally found it. The wolf's body was now in a much worse condition than before. It had been ripped apart into pieces. It looked as if something large and savage had just fed on it. Without realizing it, Lizzie was not alone. A huge creature was silently standing behind her. She never noticed it. As the rain became heavier again, Lizzie decided to return to the car. "I found it." "Found what?" At the same time, Jesse suddenly heard a strange sound coming from deep inside the forest. Curious and concerned, he got up from under the car and walked toward the noise to investigate. Without warning, the creature attacked him. In a single, brutal strike, it tore off Jesse's arm. Kathy and Lizzie witnessed the horrifying attack from the car. Lizzie was terrified and frozen with fear. Kathy hugged her tightly and tried to comfort her. She kept telling Lizzie that everything would be okay. Now all they could do was wait for the ambulance. A few moments later, they saw Jesse crawling out of the forest. He had lost a huge amount of blood. Even after losing his arm, he desperately crawled toward his tow truck. He was trying to reach the radio and call for help. Kathy and Lizzie stayed inside the car, completely shocked. They had no idea what kind of creature could cause such terrible injuries. Kathy wanted to get out and help Jesse before it was too late, but Lizzie begged her not to leave the car. She was afraid her mother would be attacked too. Just as Jesse managed to open the door of his tow truck, the creature attacked again. This time, it killed Jesse instantly. Terrified, Kathy and Lizzie stayed completely silent inside the car. They hoped the creature would not notice them. Suddenly, Lizzie's toy doll made a loud sound. The noise immediately caught the creature's attention. It charged toward the car at full speed. With tremendous force, it smashed through the window. The monster grabbed Kathy and dragged her out of the car. Lizzie could only scream in fear. She was too terrified to help her mother. The creature savagely attacked Kathy. Just as she was about to lose consciousness, the sound of ambulance sirens echoed through the forest. The loud sirens startled the monster. It immediately retreated back into the woods. Lizzie quickly climbed out of the car and ran to her mother's side. Kathy was badly injured, but she was still alive. Moments later, 2 paramedics arrived. Their names were John and Leslie. They quickly examined Kathy and began treating her injuries. "We need to leave right now." "All right, we're ready to go. My name's John. We're here to help you." As John and Leslie prepared to take Kathy to the hospital, the monster suddenly returned. Without warning, it attacked John. John was killed instantly. Leslie tried to help, but the creature attacked her next. She was killed as well. While the monster was distracted with Leslie's body, Kathy saw a chance to escape. She crawled into the ambulance. She climbed into the driver's seat and started the engine. Lizzie quickly got inside with her. Kathy stepped on the gas, and the ambulance sped down the forest road, but the monster had no intention of letting them escape. It chased after the ambulance at incredible speed. Within seconds, it caught up with them. The creature slammed into the ambulance, causing it to lose control. The vehicle swerved violently before crashing. Fortunately, neither Kathy nor Lizzie was seriously injured in the crash. Kathy immediately looked at Lizzie with fear and concern. Go, get back, get away! Are you okay? Oh my God!" Determined to save them, Kathy grabbed the ambulance radio and tried to call for help, but the radio was broken. No matter what she did, it would not work. As the monster slowly came closer, Kathy realized they had no way to call for help. Then, she noticed a flashlight inside the ambulance. In desperation, she pointed the light at the creature. To her surprise, the monster immediately backed away. It was afraid of the bright light. Kathy quickly realized that light was the creature's weakness. She came up with a desperate plan. She would use the flashlight to keep the monster away. Meanwhile, Lizzie would run through the forest and find help. "I've got a plan. I need you to be brave. It will be afraid." Before putting the plan into action, Kathy looked into Lizzie's eyes. She told her daughter that despite all the mistakes she had made, she truly loved her more than anything else in the world. Lizzie immediately refused. She could not accept leaving her mother behind. She did not want to lose her, but Kathy firmly explained that this was the only way Lizzie could survive. She was ready to risk her own life to save her daughter. This was her chance to make up for all the pain she had caused Lizzie. Kathy began shouting to get the monster's attention. "Come on! Are you scared? I'm right here!" While keeping the flashlight pointed at the creature, she signaled Lizzie to run. "Lizzie, do exactly what I say." Believing her daughter had escaped safely, Kathy finally turned off the flashlight. But Lizzie had not gone far. She could not leave her mother behind. Ignoring Kathy's instructions, she ran back. She shined another flashlight at the monster. The bright light forced the creature to back away. Sadly, she was too late. Kathy had already died. "Mommy, don't go. Please don't leave me. Mom, please wake up." Lizzie cried as she held her mother's body. Now she was completely alone. Even though she was terrified, she refused to give up. She decided to kill the creature that had taken her mother's life. First, she picked up her mother's lighter. It was the same lighter Kathy always used to light her cigarettes. Then Lizzie grabbed a can of flammable spray. She came up with a plan to use fire against the monster. To lure it closer, she picked up her favorite toy. She pressed the button, and the toy began making loud sounds. The noise attracted the creature. As soon as the monster focused on the toy, Lizzie stepped out of hiding. She sprayed the flammable liquid all over the creature. Then she ignited it with the lighter. The monster burst into flames. This time, it was finally defeated. With tears in her eyes, Lizzie slowly walked out of the forest. She carried the pain of losing her mother. Although Kathy had made many mistakes, Lizzie now understood how deeply her mother had loved her. With that heartbreaking moment, the story comes to an end. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next movie.